हेलो एवरीवन, कैसे हैं आप सभी। शुरू करते हैं आज की क्लास। देखिए बहुत कुछ पढ़ना है आज हमको फिर से। कल हमने लास्ट ख़त्म किया था। एक बार मैं पीडीएफ देख लेती हूँ। और आज हमें बेसिकली ओरिजिन ऑफ द यूनिवर्स पढ़ना है। हाँ, ओरिजिन ऑफ द यूनिवर्स पढ़ना है। तो मैंने कल आपको बताई थी दो थ्योरीज, राइट। पहली थ्योरी थी जो कि सिर्फ और सिर्फ ओरिजिन ऑफ द सोलर सिस्टम से रिलेटेड थी। ये अर्ली थ्योरी थी, अर्ली थ्योरी ओरिजिन ऑफ द सोलर सिस्टम से जुड़ी थी। और इसको प्रपोज करने वाले सबसे पहले थे इमानुएल कांत, फिर पियर लाप्लेस ने, जो कि एक गणितज्ञ थे, इसको और बेहतर किया था। और फाइनली 1950s में ऑटो श्मिड और कार्ल वाइजास्कर ने इसको और बेहतर किया था। इन्होंने बताया था कि हमारे पास एक यूथफुल सन था और इसके आसपास एक निहारिका या फिर नेबुला हुआ करता था, एक क्लाउड था, which was made up of many gases, dust, etc., etc. Now, this was said by Laplace and Immanuel Kant, and they also suggested that this had many gases, many dust particles, even water vapor, और इसकी वजह से प्लैनेट्स का निर्माण हुआ। अब यहाँ पे जब इमानुएल कांत और लाप्लेस ने इतनी बात कही, ये बात और रिफाइन की गई और बेटर की गई बाय टू अदर पीपल, ऑटो श्मिड एंड कार्ल वाइजास्कर. So Otto Schmidt and Carl Weizsäcker said that actually this is true that the sun, which was youthful, had its own nebula, and this nebula was actually attracted to the gravitational force of the sun. Now this gravitational force of the sun, it was so strong that this nebula started rotating around the sun. So this was due to, just 1 minute so that we can attach yesterday's PDF. Done? Just 1 minute, guys. One minute, everyone. तो दिस ग्रेविटेशनल पुल ऑफ द सन वॉज सो स्ट्रॉन्ग. हाँ, मैं बस कल का PDF अटैच करवा रही थी. वी स्टार्टेड नेबुलर हाइपोथेसिस ओरिजिन एंड यही हमने स्टार्ट किया था, राइट. So this gravitational force was so strong that this nebula started rotating around the sun in such a manner that it became a disc-like structure around the sun. So this was a rotating disc. यही रोटेटिंग डिस्क फिर टर्न हुई है ऑर्बिट में लेटर ऑन. तो यही रोटेटिंग डिस्क बाद में ऑर्बिट बन गई, क्योंकि सारे इसमें जितने भी छोटे बड़े पार्टिकल्स थे एक दूसरे के साथ कोलाइड कर रहे थे, टकरा रहे थे. कोलाइड करते करते धीरे धीरे अक्रेशन स्टार्ट हुआ. अक्रेशन मीन्स टू अक्यूमुलेट. अक्यूमुलेशन स्टार्ट हुआ, ये सब इकट्ठे होने लगे. और इसी तरह से हमारे अर्थ अपने प्लैनेट्स को बनाता है. Not only planets but also asteroids, meteoroids, comets, ये ऐसे ही बने. So this was the theory of nebular hypothesis, only dealing with the formation of the solar system. Please note down certain points because this is going to be important. The nebular hypothesis. Note it down. Note along with me only. First, proposed by Immanuel Kant. (1796), endorsed by Pierre Laplace. 1950, Otto Schmidt and Carl Weizsäcker improved it. The nebular hypothesis suggests formation of a huge cloud of gas, hydrogen, helium, ammonia, dust and water vapor. This cloud was associated with the youthful sun. Next, the gravitational pull of the sun was so strong that the nebula started rotating around the sun. This rotation caused collision and accretion among the particles and this gave birth to other heavenly bodies in the solar system. ठीक है, लिख लो इसको जल्दी से, फटाक से एकदम. डन. Done, everyone? Okay. Good morning, Namish. Now, this was only related to the formation of the solar system, hence it was discarded. Later on, more modern theories started to develop. Now, we must focus upon the modern theories. Modern theories have been given. One is the theory of expanding universe, and another one is the theory of steady state. Two theories are related to it. Now, the theory of the expanding universe was actually proposed by none other than Edwin Hubble, on whose name the Hubble telescope has also been proposed, and it is functional. Edwin Hubble. Edwin Hubble says that as we look at the galaxies, different galaxies, because we live in the Milky Way galaxies, accordingly there are many galaxies in the world. As we look at the galaxies, we can see that they are moving away from each other, or some galaxies are moving towards each other. That means the universe is not stated to be stable. It is an unstable piece of imagination. Maybe it could be an imagination, it could be understanding that the universe is not stable. It is expanding. It is not steady. It is continuously growing. And to grow, what do we need? Anything which is expanding. For example, suppose take a balloon and draw some dots. When you will grow it, it will grow due to certain reason, right? When you will blow into it. When you will blow into it, these dots will appear to be far away from each other. And in order for this balloon to blow, what is being inserted? Air. Air is moving inside in the form of energy. Similarly, anything in order to grow, for example, if our universe is growing, it needs energy. And if we have to grow this universe, immense amount of energy has to take place. And this energy was actually earlier explained by a very important theory, the Big Bang theory. The Big Bang theory explains this energy, why this energy is making the universe to grow. We will talk about this because this is the universally most accepted theory. It is still a theory because we are still collecting evidences. Evidence इतने strong आ रहे हैं अब हमारे पास कि ये हो सकता है कुछ ही सालों में फैक्ट बन जाए, पर ये साल बहुत होंगे, लाखों साल होंगे. जब एविडेंस मिलता नहीं है तब तक वो चीज़ थ्योरी ही रहती है, और जैसे ही एविडेंस मिल जाता है वो चीज़ें क्या बनने लगती हैं? फैक्ट बनने लगती है. सो वी डू नॉट हैव फैक्ट्स राइट नाउ, वी आर कलेक्टिंग दी, वी डू नॉट सी इट as a fact, we see it just as a theory. However, evidences are very strong. Evidences have been so strong that the other theory, the theory of steady state, it has been discarded. It was proposed by Fred Hoyle, who was not happy with this theory. He said that it cannot happen, you know. In fact, the name Big Bang was suggested sarcastically. Sarcasm में बोल दिया था, अरे ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है कि एक विस्फोट हुआ और फैल गया यूनिवर्स. So Big Bang, it was a name given by Fred Hoyle only, and it was a different name than what was given by Georges Lemaître, who actually proposed how this energy is growing the universe. So Fred Hoyle says that the universe is not expanding, the universe is staying still. The universe is staying still. So he said that this is the theory of, not the theory exactly, the concept of steady state. However, this concept has been discarded because we do not have evidence for this, but of course for this. So that is why these two very important theories will be taught to you today. Not two, but one, because as I said, this theory has been discarded. It is not necessary for us to know about it. However, this is important. So please make this graph within 10 seconds. Babas, please make this graph within 10 seconds. Done? Done? Now, moving on to the Big Bang Theory. Has anybody seen the series The Big Bang Theory? If you have, it's very interesting, right? I find it really interesting. Sometimes I do watch it and I love it for various reasons. Now, the Big Bang Theory. Let's start. The Big Bang Theory. See, our universe is expanding, right? And the expansion of the universe has been told by whom? Who has given this theory? Who has said that the universe is expanding? I am taking your test. Do tell me. Who has said this? Anybody who answers will get star. Tell me. बताइए. Very good, Namish. 1 star for you. Edwin Hubble. Now, Edwin Hubble proposed that our universe, this was all in 1920s it was happening, our universe is continuously expanding. That means when he noticed that the galaxies were going away from each other, that means the universe is not stable. That means there was some sort of energy that was flowing. And this energy has been given by a Belgian astronomer, Georges Lemaître. इसे हिंदी में जॉर्जेस लेमेत्रे कहते हैं, बट लिमीटर कहते हैं एक्चुअल प्रोनाउंसिएशन बेल्जियन में. Georges Lemaître was the one who said that I am going to propose a theory of the story of primeval atom, because everything expanded from here, or the cosmic egg theory. Egg is a dense material of liquid, gases, small solid semi-solid particles. So that is why he called it an cosmic egg, basically plasma, some sort of a plasma matter. He never said that this is the Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory, that came as a sarcasm. The name the Big Bang Theory was sarcastically. You do understand what is sarcasm, right? Sarcastically proposed by Fred Hoyle only. कह रहे हैं अरे क्या है ये विस्फोट हुआ और सब कुछ बढ़ने लगा. बी रियलिस्टिक. सो ही थॉट दैट देयर वाज नो सच थिंग as a big bang. Nothing happened as of that. However, we still have many evidences. I will tell you one or two. Now, the Big Bang theory suggested that there was a very small box or a unit, or the smallest box you can imagine. This was called singularity. And from this singularity, everything emerged. Big Bang happened approximately 13.8 billion years ago. Our solar system and the planets related to it were formed 4.6 billion years ago. And this did not happen all of a sudden. 13.8 billion years ago to 4.6 billion years ago. Immense amount of energy was channeled for them to be matter. एनर्जी जब बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ जाती है तो मैटर बन जाती है. तो काफ़ी एनर्जी की ज़रूरत थी मैटर टर्न होने के लिए. तो ये पूरा जो टाइम फेज़ है ये एनर्जी बिल्डिंग का था. 13.8 बिलियन से 4.6 के बीच का जो गैप है. और ये फेजेस में हुआ. पहले एटम बने, फिर एटम से नेबुला, नेबुला से स्टार, स्टार से गैलेक्सी, गैलेक्सी के अंदर बाकी सारी बॉडीज. ये फेज में हुआ. सो स्टिल दैट इज व्हाई वी सी स्टिल द एनर्जी इज एक्सपैंडिंग एंड स्टिल सो मेनी प्लैनेट्स मे बी फॉर्मिंग इन अदर प्लेसेस. ये कंटिन्यूअस साइकिल है. ठीक है. तो अब हम इसको डायग्रामेटिकली समझेंगे. हाउ एवरीथिंग केम इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस. सो दिस is the singularity, or the smallest box one can imagine. This is the protagonist of the Big Bang theory. This is known as singularity. अब आप खुद सोचिए पूरा का पूरा यूनिवर्स यहीं पैक है तो कितना ज़्यादा डेंस होगा. इनफाइनाइट डेंसिटी थी इसकी. साथ ही साथ टेम्परेचर भी बहुत ज़्यादा था. इनफाइनाइट टेम्परेचर. एंड इनफाइनाइट या फिर अनइमेजिनेबली स्मॉल वॉल्यूम था. बहुत सब कुछ एक ही जगह था ना तो वॉल्यूम बहुत कम था. अनइमेजिनेबली स्मॉल वॉल्यूम. अब 13.8 बिलियन ईयर्स अगो जब इतना ज़्यादा कुछ चल रहा था इसी सिंगुलैरिटी में, तब एक विस्फोटन होता है, एक एक्सप्लोजन होता है. एंड दिस एक्सप्लोजन इज द बिग बैंग. एंड दिस पार्टिकल, दिस सिंगुलैरिटी दैट वी टॉक अबाउट, it is known as the God particle. This is the God particle that we talk about. God particle is nothing but singularity. जहाँ से सब कुछ शुरू हुआ, जहाँ से हमारा यूनिवर्स बना, जहाँ से हमारा सोलर सिस्टम बना, जहाँ से हमारा सब कुछ बना, ये यही गॉड पार्टिकल है जिसकी खोज में लगातार हमारे साइंटिस्ट लगे हुए हैं कि गॉड पार्टिकल मिल जाए. गॉड पार्टिकल मिलने से होगा क्या? बहुत कुछ होगा. हमें अपनी उत्पत्ति, अपने ओरिजिन के बारे में पता चल जाएगा. आप समझते हैं कि कभी कभी क्वेश्चंस जो दिमाग में आते हैं कि हम क्यों बने, हम किस लिए बने, हम कैसे बने, हमारे यहाँ होने का तात्पर्य क्या है. तो ये सारी चीज़ें सच में इससे सॉल्व हो सकती हैं. इफ़ वी नो व्हाई वाज देयर अ नीड टू मेक द यूनिवर्स, व्हाई एंड हु मेड दिस यूनिवर्स, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ एनर्जीज made this universe. For example, in the Hindu culture we say that Shiv Shakti, when the Shiv and the Shakti they corresponded with each other, then the universe was made. So there was some kind of energies that were meeting, Shiv and Shakti, and they are considered to be the parents of the universe. This is all mythology, don't need to relate it with science, but this is what the Hindu culture says, the Hindu understanding says. So this God particle was so immensely dense, infinite temperature. unimaginably small volume, it expanded, and once that expansion happens, the universe began. Now, within the first 3 minutes, it took just the first 3 minutes for the first atom to form. This was the first atom. Then expansion kept on happening, and still the expansion is happening. Expansion has not stopped. After 3 lakh years, what happens next? After 3 lakh years approximately, because the temperature was still so much, everything was in a molten state. It took 3 lakh years for the temperature to come down by 45,000 Kelvin, 4500 Kelvin. Temperatures came down approximately 4000 Kelvin, and when the temperatures came down, solidification started to happen. When the solidification started to happen, stars started to form. That was approximately 5 to 6 billion years ago. And as we know that sun is a star, stars started staying together, making galaxies and the universe possible. Still, the universe continues to grow. The universe has not stopped. The universe continues to grow. We have many evidences, from telescopes to radiation catchers, that can still understand that certain radiations which were given out during the Big Bang, they are still getting registered. Universe is so large that as and when they burst, the radiations were emitted. उनको यहाँ तक पहुँचने में they are taking time, और जितना टाइम वो लगा रहे हैं उस टाइम से हम आकलन कर सकते हैं कि हमारा यूनिवर्स इतना पुराना है. However, ये सारी चीज़ें अभी भी थ्योरीज हैं. From what we can understand, it is highly probable that our universe is much older than 13.8 billion years ago. हो सकता है हमारा यूनिवर्स इससे भी ज़्यादा पुराना है. जैसे जैसे हमारे पास एविडेंस आते रहेंगे वैसे वैसे हम इसे और समझ पाएंगे. इसको जल्दी से बना लो फटाक से. If not drawn, otherwise we are good to go. Done everyone? Done everyone? बना लीजिए जल्दी से. चलो, let's note down certain points about it. The Big Bang Theory. A singularity of immensely small volume, infinite density and temperature, a big bang explosion happened 13.8 billion years ago within the first 3 minutes. The first atom was formed. First atom was formed within 3 lakh years. The temperature came down by 4500 Kelvin, giving birth to heavenly bodies. This energy created by the Big Bang still accelerates the universe. Hence the universe is still expanding. Hence the universe is still expanding. Write it down. Then we will move on towards the formation of stars and planets. Done? Now, let's move on towards the formation of stars and planets. And now we will go back to the nebular hypothesis, because how the universe was made was much more understood by the Big Bang theory. However, how the stars and the planets were made, it is more to do with the nebular hypothesis. Okay. Beg your pardon. The formation of stars. Here we will hold down to the nebular hypothesis propounded by Laplace, Kant, Schmid, and of course Weizsäcker. Now what happens that when the universe has been created by the Big Bang, right? Does it mean that there is any sort of uniformity between the matter that has been distributed? The matter that is distributed throughout the universe is not uniform. That is why gravity also exists differently in different regions, and that is why due to the difference in gravity there is the formation of stars and the galaxies at some places, and at some places they are absent. This is all due to gravity and the you can say differentiated distribution of matter. जहाँ पे matter कम है वहाँ पे gravity भी कम है. Gravity कम है जिसकी वजह से वहाँ पे किसी भी तरह का फॉर्मेशन नहीं है। जहाँ ग्रेविटी बहुत ज़्यादा है, बहुत ज़्यादा, इतनी ज़्यादा है कि ग्रेविटेशनल पुल भी वहाँ बहुत ज़्यादा है, वहाँ पे लाइट भी नहीं पास कर सकती, उस मैटर को हम डार्क मैटर कहते हैं। और माना जाता है कि जो हमारे विजिबल स्पेक्ट्रम में है उससे कहीं ज़्यादा इनविजिबल स्पेक्ट्रम में डार्क मैटर एग्जिस्ट करता है, जैसे कि ब्लैक होल्स। माना जाता है कि ब्लैक होल्स इतने ज़्यादा हैं, हमें अभी तक पता ही नहीं चल रहा है कि कितने हैं, पर है। ग्रेविटी जहाँ बहुत ज़्यादा होगी वहाँ पे लाइट भी नहीं निकल पाएगी और वहीं से डार्क मैटर की थ्योरी आती है, ठीक है। हाउएवर डार्क मैटर इज़ द वन ऑफ द मोस्ट मिस्टीरियस पार्ट्स। इट्स नॉट नीडेड फॉर टुडे राइट नाउ, सो इसके बारे में बात नहीं करेंगे। लेट्स टॉक अबाउट इट नाउ। द सन along with the nebula, not only the sun but other stars along with the nebula, there was a differentiated distribution of matter such as gas, water vapor and other particles. यहाँ यूनिफॉर्म डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन नहीं था। जहाँ पे यूनिफॉर्म डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन था, जहाँ पे हाइड्रोजन, हीलियम ज़्यादा था, गैसेस ज़्यादा थी, इनकी वजह से ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स भी ज़्यादा हुआ और इसी ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स की वजह से अलग अलग एरियाज में स्टार बनते चले गए। स्टार्स के बनने में माना जाता है 4 बिलियन 6 to 5 बिलियन ईयर्स अगो बने थे। हमारा खुद का स्टार द सन, it was made approximately 4.6 billion years ago, and it is suggested that the sun and the solar system, the entire family of the sun was made at this time only. The sun has already completed 50% of its life. That means it will just exist for the next 4.6 billion years, and we don't mind because I am sure we will be vanished by then. So this is due to the differentiated gravity. Write it down. The Big Bang did not distribute the matter and the energy uniformly. Even within a nebula, even within a nebula, the distribution of matter impacted the gravitational pull and eventually the formation of stars, and eventually the formation of stars. Wherever gases, vapor, particles were present heavily, due to this, gravity was stronger. Gravity was stronger, and hence stars formed accordingly. It is proposed, it is theorized that the first star was formed 6 billion to 5 billion years ago, and stars together make up galaxies. Stars together make up galaxies. Galaxies can be as large as 80,000 light years to 1,50,000 light years. Light year is the measurement of distance. What time does the light take from here to reach here? That is told by light year. Write it down. Note it down. Done? Now, accordingly, the nebular hypothesis will also stand for the formation of planets. The formation of planets nebular hypothesis again. Now, do you remember that there was a disk of rotating objects? The nebula started rotating around the sun because of the gravitational pull, and this resulted into binding between certain gases, certain rocks, certain other matter for some small bodies to form. जब ग्रेविटेशनल पुल बहुत ज़्यादा था सन का, तब रोटेटिंग डिस्क बनी. रोटेटिंग डिस्क में बहुत छोटे छोटे पार्टिकल्स थे. ये पार्टिकल्स गैस, सॉलिड मैटर सच एज रॉक्स, मेटल से बने. और सन की ग्रेविटी को ये एक तरह से रिटेलिएट कर सकें, इन्होंने धीरे धीरे अपनी ग्रेविटी और स्ट्रॉन्ग करनी शुरू की. जितनी बॉडी कोई ज़्यादा ग्रेविटेशनल पुल से बन रही थी, वो और थोड़ी बिगर होती चली गई. ऐसी थोड़ी सी बिगर बॉडीज़ को हमने प्लैनेट सिमल्स कहा. दीज आर जस्ट लाइक प्लैनेट्स बट स्मॉलर इन साइज. Planet simals, they can have either a gaseous core, not crowd, or also a solid core. For example, the Earth has a solid core, Jupiter has a gaseous core. अब जैसे जैसे ये छोटे छोटे planet simals फॉर्म होने लगे, खुद की भी ग्रेविटी थी इनकी और इनके पास की बॉडी की भी इनको ग्रेविटी से इम्पैक्ट आ रहा था. कभी कभी ऐसा होता था, छोटे छोटे प्लैनेट सिमल्स एक दूसरे के साथ बॉन्ड बना लेते थे और ये एक बिगर प्लैनेट बन जाते थे. सो प्लैनेट सिमल्स, बिकॉज ऑफ द रोटेशन एंड द ग्रेविटेशनल पुल, दे स्टार्टेड कोलाइडिंग विथ ईच अदर एंड दे स्टार्टेड द प्रोसेस ऑफ अक्रेशन एंड हेंस द प्लैनेट्स वर फॉर्म्ड 5 to 4 billion years ago. Now note down some points for it. as the nebular hypothesis explains the rotation of the nebula around the youthful sun, small gravitational bodies started to bond together to form a core. These small bodies are planetesimals. These small bodies are planetesimals. Eventually, the planetesimals collided and accumulated together to form larger bodies known as planets. Write it down. Write it down fast. Done? Now, moving on to the final phase of the formation of the Earth, our planet, was of course the formation of the Earth. Finally, formation of the Earth. The Earth was formed at the same time 4.6 billion years ago, at the same time as the solar system was formed. Due to how the Earth formed, I have already told you that. But how the interior, the atmosphere and the hydrosphere of the Earth formed, we are going to talk about that. The Earth has three domains basically. One must keep this in mind. We have three domains, three geological domains. Can you name them for me? How many domains do we have? We actually have 3 domains, guys, geological domains. Can anybody name it for me? The 3 domains of the earth. Very good, Namish. There are 3 domains. One is lithosphere. Lithosphere relates to everything that is land, the interior as well as exterior surface of the rocky earth, जो rock से बना है. Our earth is a rocky planet. Next is hydrosphere. Hydrosphere is all water. Hydrosphere, all that is water. Be it water in ice caps, be it water in oceans, be it water in rivers, even water in the atmosphere is also, water vapor in the atmosphere is also a part of the hydrosphere. And the last one is atmosphere. Atmosphere is more like related to air. Everything that is air, such as gas, water vapor, everything that is air in the air as well, such as solid particles which are known as dhool. So the different spheres of the earth were not formed all at once at the same time. It was happening gradually. ये सब कुछ एक gradual process था. धीरे धीरे करके अर्थ ठंडा होना शुरू हुआ. Approximately at the same time जब सब बन रहे थे, earth was in a molten state. This was the first stage. Molten earth. The earth has many particles in itself. It had gases, it had metals, it had rocks, it had gravity, and it was a hot molten body. It was a hot molten body. Now this hot molten body was continuously trying to give out heat so that it could cool down, continuously emanating heat. After around the same time, 4 billion years ago, there was a big collision as well. There was a body by the name of Theia. This body collided with the earth and it impacted the earth so badly that a big chunk of the earth separated, and it is suggested that this theory, which is known as the giant impact theory, has given birth to a very important heavenly body, which is the satellite of the earth, and it is known as the moon. So it is suggested that the moon is actually a creation of Theia's giant impact on the earth. Now this again raised the temperature. This again raised the temperature of the earth. And the earth, due to the continuous being hot and being cold together, sometimes it was hot, sometimes it was cold, it started certain processes. The first process that it started was the process of differentiation. पहला प्रोसेस जो स्टार्ट हुआ वो था डिफरेंशिएशन का. डिफरेंशिएशन इज अ प्रोसेस Differentiation is a process of layering. It It is a process of layering, मतलब एक के बाद एक परत. The denser materials, denser and heavier materials. कौन है डेंसर और हेवियर मटेरियल्स? हमारे अर्थ पे बहुत सारे मेटल्स भी मौजूद थे, तत्व के साथ बहुत सारे एलिमेंट्स मौजूद थे, जिसमें हेवियर मटेरियल में कौन था? आयरन, निकल. हेवियर मटेरियल स्टार्टेड सेटलिंग डाउन एट द वेरी बॉटम ऑफ द अर्थ. हेवी डेंसर एंड हेवियर मटेरियल्स started settling down at the bottommost layer. At the same time जो lighter materials थे वो ऊपर की ओर जम रहे थे. For example, here is the earth. Take for example the cross sectional view of the radius of the earth, the cross sectional view. This is an important view because when we are going to study the interior of the earth, this will be very important. This is the cross sectional view of the radius. The radius of the earth from the top to the bottom is approximately 6,378 kilometers, right? So this is the radius. Nobody can know the diameter given, of course, it's so large. So at the bottommost you will see the heavier denser materials such as iron and nickel settling, and the lighter materials such as silica, alumina or aluminium, magnesium, oxygen, calcium, these all were settling upward. The lighter elements such as silica, aluminium, magnesium, calcium, etc. were, यानी वर नहीं लिखो, settled at the topmost level. Settled at the topmost level. Now, this process of differentiation gave us the understanding that the Earth's interior is not the same. Interior is differentiated in layers. और ये continuous प्रक्रिया थी. This was a continuous process that it was happening. One after the other layers were settling. The lighter layers settled upwards and the lighter elements settled upwards, making one layer, and the denser materials, denser elements settled downward, making another layer. And this is how the lithosphere, the interior as well as the lithosphere of the earth were formed. We will study this in the chapter The Interior of the Earth, how the interior of the earth is different and how we have come to know about the interior of the earth. When we are going to deal with the lithosphere, we will study the types of rocks. So this is important for us to understand. Also keep in mind that continuously whatever I am teaching over here, you have to ensure that you revise it, because without revising you are just gone. So don't be like that. Continuously revise whatever I am teaching. Similarly, I have taught so much till since yesterday that it itself has become a big chunk, so that you don't forget it, you have to revise. From here, यहाँ से जो आज पढ़ाया है नेबुलर हाइपोथेसिस के बारे में आप प्लीज़ फिर से पढ़ के आइएगा. बिग बैंग थ्योरी बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है. इसके बाद जो भी मैंने नोट डाउन कराया है, ये सारी चीज़ें एक लिंक बनाएंगी. तो कंटिन्यूसली जो भी पढ़ाया जा रहा है उसको आप खुद से भी लिंक करते जाइए. स्पेशली जो आज पढ़ाया है फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द अर्थ, ये कल हम कंटिन्यू करेंगे, और फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द अर्थ जैसे ही कंप्लीट हो जाएगा वी विल स्टार्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग द इंटीरियर ऑफ द अर्थ. Okay, so I hope that the class was good and I hope that you enjoyed it. थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन, मिलते हैं कल फिर सेम टाइम, बाय बाय।